As soon as I paid for the trip, my son's wife took the tickets, but I canceled the cruise. I still remember the exact moment my credit card transaction went through. The tiny green checkmark flashed on my phone's screen, and for a brief second, I felt something dangerously close to happiness, maybe even pride. After 42 years of early mornings, overtime shifts, missed holidays, and postponed dreams, I had finally done something just for my family. A cruise. Not a modest one either. 7 nights. Ocean view cabins, unlimited meals, live shows, and ports I'd only ever seen in travel documentaries. I whispered to myself, this will bring us closer. I couldn't have been more wrong. The beginning of the idea. The idea came to me on a quiet Sunday afternoon. I was sitting alone in my living room, the television murmuring some travel show in the background. On the screen, a silver-haired couple walked hand in hand across the deck of a massive cruise ship, laughing as the sun melted into the ocean. Something inside my chest tightened. My son, Daniel, used to call me every evening. Now weeks passed with nothing more than a rushed text. Since he married Lena, things had shifted in small but unmistakable ways. Family dinners stopped. Invitations became rare. And when I was invited, I felt like a visitor, careful not to say too much, careful not to exist too loudly. So I asked myself a hopeful question. What if I bring us together? A cruise felt neutral. No one's home turf. No awkward hosting. Just family and open sea. When I called Daniel and suggested it, his voice brightened immediately. Mom, that sounds amazing. Lena would love that. That should have been my first warning. Paying for everything. I offered to pay. All of it. Flights, cruise tickets, transfers, even excursions. Daniel protested, weakly, briefly. Lena didn't protest at all. That's incredibly generous, she said over speakerphone, her voice smooth as glass. You really don't have to. But she didn't say no. Within a week, everything was booked. I dipped into my retirement savings, the money I'd always told myself I was saving for someday. I smiled and thought, this is someday. When the confirmation emails arrived, I forwarded copies to Daniel and kept the originals neatly labeled in my inbox. Family cruise, memories. For the first time in years, I felt light. The tickets disappear. 2 days later, Lena called. Hey, Mom, she said, sweet as honey. She started calling me Mom shortly after the wedding, but it always sounded practiced. I was thinking it might be easier if I hold onto the tickets and documents, for organization. I hesitated. Oh, I have everything saved digitally, I replied. I can just pull it up on my phone. There was a pause, a small one but heavy. Well, she said carefully, phones can die, and I'm really good at planning these things. I've done cruises before. I didn't want an argument. I didn't want to seem controlling or ungrateful. I wanted peace. So I forwarded everything. Every ticket. Every booking. Every confirmation number. As soon as I hit send, something in my stomach twisted. The first red flags. After that, the tone changed. Group chats quietly turned into side conversations between Daniel and Lena. When I asked about excursions, Lena replied hours later, short, clipped responses. Oh, we'll handle it. Dining times. Already chosen. Seeing a show together. She laughed lightly. We'll see how we feel. Wait. Not us. One evening, I casually mentioned how excited I was to spend time together on the ship. Silence filled the line. Then Lena said, well, cruises are kind of about doing your own thing, right? Daniel said nothing. The moment that changed everything. The final straw came a week before departure. I called to confirm our flight details. Oh, Lena said distractedly, we actually upgraded our seats, business class. I blinked, upgraded all of us. Another pause. Well, just me and Daniel. You said you didn't mind economy. I never said that. And the cabins? I asked, my voice suddenly thin. Yes, she replied. We moved to a balcony suite. It's more comfortable for us. For us. She sighed, as if I were being unreasonable. Mom, you're still on the ship. It's not like you're excluded. I ended the call politely, my hands trembling. That night, sleep never came. Because I finally understood something painful. This trip was never about family to her. It was about control and entitlement. And maybe, just maybe, my son had allowed it. The cancellation. At 6:12 a.m., I sat at my kitchen table, a cup of untouched tea beside my laptop. I logged into the cruise website. My heart pounded as I entered the booking number. There it was. Paid in full. My cursor hovered over the button marked Cancel Reservation. I thought of Daniel as a little boy, clutching my hand at the beach, afraid of the waves. I thought of every sacrifice I'd made, every worry-filled night. Then Lena's words echoed in my mind. You're still on the ship. I clicked. Reservation canceled. Flights canceled. Transfers canceled. Excursions canceled. Refund pending. I closed the laptop and felt something I hadn't expected at all. Relief. The aftermath. My phone erupted an hour later. Missed calls, messages, voicemails. Mom, what happened? Why are the tickets invalid? Call me back now. When I finally answered, Lena didn't bother hiding her anger. What did you do? She snapped. I canceled the cruise, I said calmly. A sharp inhale. You can't just do that. I can, I replied. I paid for it. Daniel finally spoke, his voice tight. Mom, Lena already took time off work. We planned everything. I closed my eyes. You planned your trip, I said softly. I planned a family vacation. Those were never the same thing. Silence. Then Lena said the words that sealed everything. Well, if you didn't want to feel left out, you should have spoken up. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was clear. I did, I said, with my actions. The fallout. They didn't speak to me for weeks. Friends told me I was too harsh, that I overreacted, that kids these days are just different. Maybe. But during that quiet stretch, something unexpected happened. I felt lighter. I booked a small trip for myself instead, a quiet seaside town, a modest hotel, no luxury, just peace. I walked alone along the shore, listening to the waves, and finally understood something important. Love doesn't mean paying to be included. A different kind of ending. 3 months later, Daniel came to see me, alone. He looked tired, older. I didn't handle things well, he admitted. I should have said something. I nodded. Yes, you should have. He didn't defend Lena. He didn't accuse me. That mattered. We're rebuilding now, slowly, carefully. As for Lena, she's polite, distant, respectful in a way she never was before. And the tickets, they were refunded in full. But the real return was far more valuable. My self-respect. Final thought. Sometimes the bravest journey isn't the one that carries you across oceans. It's the one where you finally stop allowing people to treat your generosity like a weakness. And that cruise I canceled. It taught me more about family than any vacation ever could.